Hey, welcome to my lesson one for the Just Java app. Today I will be going through everything that we went through in lesson one. I've gone a little bit ahead, but I came back and re-looked at some of the stuff for this video I'm making. So right here we are in our main activity Java file, which is Java code, which stores all of our methods for the app. We have these. We have a few different methods here. We have an increment method, which allows you to add to your coffee order, which is what the app is about. It's about ordering coffees. And then we have a decrement method, which decreases the amount of coffees. And something that both of these methods use is this global variable called quantity. The reason we have this quantity variable as global is because both these methods are accessing it, and that way it can kind of store the amount of copies without it resetting every time you use these methods here. And then in these methods is it's calling another method called display, which basically displays the quantity of coffees that you're ordering. And if we open up my emulator here, you can actually see I have the app running right now, and you can see the increment method working. It'll go up when we click the plus button, and then we can use the decrement method by clicking the minus button, and it'll go down. Something else I added to the decrement method is I don't want you to be able to order negative coffees. So in this decrement method, before it subtracts one, it checks that it is higher than 0, so it can't go negative. And then whenever I have my coffees order, I click order, it tells me my price, which is in this submit order method. And now, not everything that you're seeing on screen is here in this Java file. It's actually in this XML file, which, as you can see, is comprised of all these text views and button views. Here we have our top text view that says quantity, and we have if you go down the list, it's all the different views here. And as you can see, these button views have these on-click events, and it'll call the functions corresponding to the methods here in the Java file. So as you can see, this button that has the plus sign on it is calling the increment method on click, which basically tells it to run the increment method whenever you click the button. And that's the same for the minus button with the decrement method and the order button with the submit order method. All right, and now we can run over to GitKraken. As you can see, here's my different branches for lesson one. I have moved ahead. I have lesson two and lesson three, although lesson three is in its own kind of workspace now, and main and development is up here. But I'll be talking about those and what those were for with lesson one, and how they've kind of moved up to lesson two. So yeah, GitKraken is very useful because we have all of our commits here. As you can see, we have our initial commit all the way up to lesson one complete. So if we look at updated to linear layout, we can see our XML file here. As you can see, there's all this stuff we got rid of for this constraint layout. None of this stuff. But if we go to file view, it's nice and compact about what it actually is. It's just a simple one text view, and it's a linear layout. So not much going on with the app here, just a simple text view showing up on the screen. The diff view is kind of crazy actually, seeing all those, because we got rid of like pretty much everything and just replaced it all with the linear layout file, which is okay. But if we go up to the next one, created quantity text view, we can go over to this activity main.xml, and here we got a better diff view here. We can see we got rid of the hello world text and changed the text size to quantity and text size of 20 SP. And then we also added some padding here, which is good. And if you can see the file view, not much more, but we have it with our changes now as opposed to the last one. Now, if we jump up a little more, we can see here we have made button change text on click. we can actually check out both our activity main and the main activity.java. So as you can see here, first we have, I guess we added the on-click event called submit order. And as you can see here, we added these two methods, submit order and display, which in this file, as you can see, all it did was display the number one whenever you clicked on the button, which was good at the time because we didn't have much then. And now we can jump up to our added plus and minus buttons, and we can once again see the activity main.xml. And as you can see, it's getting bigger now. We have more text views and button views and all this stuff going on in this, calling all these different things. And as you can see, we have the decrement method added, and yeah, a decrement and increment method added here. And then yeah, so after we got to lesson one complete, we merged. Well, I kind of did this different from everyone else. We didn't have the development we didn't have the development branch back when I first started doing this. But what I would have done is merge this lesson one onto the development, which you can see. You can see I did it up here with lesson two. We merged it onto the development, and then we made sure everything worked and merged okay, and then we put all that code onto the main. So the development was kind of like a midpoint just to check, okay, nothing went wrong when we merged all this new code into what we had before. And then once we make sure it all works, we then put that onto the main. So it's kind of like a safety net for catching some extra bugs. And last but not least, I'd actually like to show you the GitHub for for the project. As you can see, we have all our branches here on the GitHub. We can click on this and see our branches here. GitHub is super useful for just checking your code on the internet. We can actually go into these to see the the activity main.xml, and look at that, we can see it on GitHub. So yeah, everything's here on GitHub. Proof that GitKraken does work as intended. And that is lesson one for Just Java.